Hi kids, change of venue today. We're in the living room. I am going to pick up with our story from yesterday, and if you remember, they were headed to Peru. So, every map is drawn to a certain scale. On this map, 1 inch corresponds to 160 miles. Peru's capital is Lima. The land mass is 496,225 square miles. The population is around 29 million. The official languages are Spanish and Quechua. I'm guessing on that word. I don't know how to pronounce it. Other languages, Amara, Campa, and Aguaruna. Money, Nuevo Sol. The first inhabitants of Peru were hunters and gatherers who lived in caves along the coast. The oldest site, Picamache, dates from 12,000 BC. Cotton, beans, squash, and chili peppers were planted around 4,000 BC. Later, the Chavan culture introduced weaving and religion before disappearing around 300 BC. Over the centuries, many other cultures, like the Nazca, prospered in different regions of the country. The Incas absorbed traditions from many previous cultures to form a single culture that covered an immense territory. This was possible thanks to the roads that they built, which allowed for communication between far-flung remote areas that were previously inaccessible. By the early 15th century, the Incas dominated Peru and parts of modern-day Chile, Ecuador, Bolivia, and Colombia. Then, between 1526 and 1528, the first of the Spanish conquistadors arrived to explore Peru's coastal region. The Spaniards conquered the Incas and made Peru a Spanish colony in 1532. Peru finally won its independence from Spain in 1824. Today, it is a democratic republic. Little Sister. After a long day and night of traveling, the Thea sisters touched ground in the city of Cuzco. "Wipe the sleep off your whiskers, mouselings," exclaimed Colette. "Have you ever seen such a fabulous sight?" "Fabulous is right," agreed Violet, peering out of the plane window. Before them was a graceful city nestled among mountain peaks. The red roofs of the houses glittered in the morning sunlight. After they scrambled off the plane, the mouselings found Maria and Paulina's aunt and uncle waiting for them. "Big sister!" they heard someone yell. Maria was so excited she was jumping up and down like a kangaroo. She threw her paws around Paulina, almost knocking her big sister down. Paulina exclaimed, "By all that's cheesy and delicious, I can't even hold you up anymore. How much have you grown in these last few months?" "Almost 2 inches," answered Maria. Her eyes were gleaming with happiness. It was obvious that she had missed her sister. Paulina introduced her friends to Maria one by one. It was friendship at first squeak between the little one and the Thea sisters. After they finished hugging and shaking paws, the group left the airport. Luckily, Uncle Pedro and Aunt Nydia had brought their pickup truck. All 8 of them and their luggage, including the 4 huge pink suitcases Colette had brought, fit easily. Cuzco has a population around 300,000. Its elevation is 11,217 feet above sea level. Cuzco was the capital of the Incan Empire until the arrival of the Spanish conquistadors in 1533. Francisco Pizarro moved the capital to Lima. Cuzco was home to the famous Temple of the Sun. After the Spanish arrived, much of the structure was torn down and resembled a church. It eventually became known as the Cathedral of Santo Domingo. Cuzco is the oldest inhabited city in the Americas. Today, its winding cobbled streets transport visitors back in time to Incan ruins and temples, colonial churches, and mansions. The Cathedral of Santo Domingo. If you're interested and have time, you could Google Cuzco or the cathedral to see what it looks like in real life. Computers and cell phones. After an hour's drive, they arrived at Uncle Pedro and Aunt Nydia's house. Paulina immediately got out her laptop. Before leaving Mouseford Academy, Paulina had been exchanging emails with the Green Mice. They were an environmental organization with offices all over the world. The members of the group helped one another out by providing information and assistance. Thanks to the Peruvian members of the Green Mice, the Mouselings had obtained detailed maps of the area Professor Sagefur was traveling through. As Paulina checked on every detail of the expedition, Maria curled up next to her. She wanted to keep her sister within paw's reach. "Can I come with you?" she pleaded. "I'll be your assistant. I'll take notes faster than a puma, and I'll carry more mozzarella snacks on my back than any llama in Peru." "It's too dangerous," Aunt Nydia cried before Paulina could squeak. "The Andes are filled with difficult climbs and poisonous creatures. There's no place for a little mouseling." She ruffled Maria's fur lovingly. Maria's disappointment was written all over her snout. Paulina put her paw around her sister, then pointed at her laptop. "Don't worry, Maria. I have a very important assignment for you." Maria looked up at her sister eagerly. "With this computer, you can follow our path," explained Paulina. "You'll monitor our movements closely and contact us right away if we're headed in the wrong direction." "Wait, are you saying this thing can see you all the way up there in the Andes?" Uncle Pedro asked in disbelief. Paulina smiled. "Maria won't see me in the fur and bone, but she will be able to see the satellite signal from my cell phone." She turned back to her little sister. "This way you'll never lose sight of our position, and you'll always know just where we are." Uncle Pedro threw up his paws. "Computers! Cell phones! I'm just an old-fashioned rodent. I don't understand how it all works, but I trust you. If you tell me that this will help keep you safe, then I believe you." Violet had another special job for Maria. "I can't bring Frilly with me," she began. Frilly was her pet cricket. "I hate to be separated from him, but I'm afraid he won't be able to stand the cold of the mountains. Would you be willing to take care of him for me?" Maria's eyes lit up. She saw Frilly's tiny head pop out of his pumpkin home. "Of course I will, Violet. You can trust me. I'll be the best cricket sitter in the world. You'll see." And we are going to stop there for today. If you would like to see what happens on their adventure, tune in again tomorrow. Bye.